We begin our luminescence ritual by lighting the first of the 5 ceremonial candles. I call on Emily Gall to light the first candle, the source candle in the center of our candelabra, from our common chalice.
The first of 5 candles represents the source of light, both the awesome light of a star that powers all that we know on earth and the light that resides within every person in the world. On a personal level, the source provides the light that gives us spirit, the light that touches others. On a group level, it may show in the creativity and love that emits from a family or a church. On a spiritual level, we may see the source as the spirit of life, the divine essence behind all things. Our reading of the source candle is from Hildegard of Bingen. First of the spirit life, of the lives of creatures, spiral of simplicity, fond of all natures, glow of charity, lights of clarity, taste of sweetness, to the fallen, be with us and hear us. Composer of all things, joy in the glory, strong honor, be with us and hear us. Please join me in reading the source affirmation found in your order of service. In
this season and in all to come, may I honor the source of light, which resides within me and with them all.
We now light the second candle, which is for recognition. I call on Mary De Lorenzo to light the second candle with the flame from the first.
The second candle reminds us of what happens when light shines through a prism. It reveals the individual colors that make up the entirety of light. We don't always perceive all the colors, but they are always there. The prism candle represents the diversity, sometimes seen, sometimes not, in all we experience, and encourages us to realize it is precisely this diversity which gives strength to the totality, to the single integrated community of all life. Our reading for the second candle is Your Life Matters by Kenny Wiley. And Kenny Wiley is a senior editor for our UU World magazine. Most of us Unitarians are here because we felt welcome here at last. Some of us were too agnostic somewhere else. Some of us weren't vindictive enough somewhere else. We were too working class somewhere else. We were too lesbian somewhere else. We were too nerdy somewhere else. Too introverted somewhere else. Too gay married somewhere else. Many of us are here because this faith and the people in it affirmed, you may not be perfect, but your life matters just the same. That's what's on the line right now. Through racism and posthumous victim blaming, through silence and bullets and indifference and vilification, Black people are being told that our lives do not matter, and this is a Black person who is writing this, or that they matter only conditionally. Black lives matter if we are educated, if we are respectful, if. And sometimes, not even then do our lives matter. Right now, we as Unitarians are being called to act. We are being called by our ancestors, those who demanded that we help end slavery, that we fight for suffrage, that we join the struggle to end Jim Crow, that we listen to and honor Black power. Lydia Maria Child and William Lloyd Garrison are calling us. Lucy Stone is calling us. Franny B. Williams and Frances Ellen Harper are calling us. James Reeb is calling us, and Viola Luzo is calling us. And these are all people who were very active in the civil rights movement, starting back in the 1800s, and the last two, James Reeb and Viola Luzo, they were both killed, murdered in the Selma March. Guided by that enduring and unfulfilled promise of the belief in the inherent worth and dignity of every person, ours is a faith that has said, or worked to say to those who have been marginalized, you are a woman and your life matters. You are gay or lesbian and your life matters. You are transgender and your life matters. You are bisexual and your life matters. You have a disability and your life matters. You were not loved as a child and your life matters. You struggle with depression and your life matters. Right now, we are being called by our ancestors, by our principals, by young Black activists across the country to promote and affirm you are young and Black and your life matters. You stole something and your life matters. I have been taught to fear you and your life matters. The police are releasing your criminal record and your life matters. They are calling you a thug and your life matters. Our ancestors, principals, and fellow humans are calling on us to promote and affirm with deeds and words, Black Lives Matter. Now, please read with me the affirmation for reflection found in your order of service.
In
this
season and all to come, may I discern and celebrate the nuances of color, shape, and perspective that comprise the light which resides within me and within all.
Our third candle is for reflection, and we now light the third candle. I call on Michelle Steinberg.
The third candle represents light's reflection, as from a mirror. We look in the mirror and see ourselves revealed. It reminds us that it's important for us to take in what the mirror shows us, to take an inventory, to shine the light on who we are and who we'd like to be. We take joy in all that we have accomplished. We put our disappointments and mistakes behind us. We ask how our spirits are faring and how our behaviors are affecting others. We intentionally cast our gaze on the important things that we are sometimes too busy to look at. Taken in a larger perspective, this candle reminds us of our ongoing need to explore and study and try our best to understand the nature of the world and our place in it. This candle calls us to reflect deeply on our very being. We remind ourselves of the need to see the world as it is and to try our best to understand why. So this candle reminds us of our need to study and understand what is. Our reading for the third candle is When Someone Deeply Listens to You by John Fox. When someone deeply listens to you, it is like holding out a dented cup you've had since childhood and watching it fill up with cold, fresh water. When it bounces on top of the brim, you are understood. When it overflows and touches your skin, you are loved. When someone deeply listens to you, the room where you stay starts a new life, and the place where you wrote your first poem begins to glow in your mind's eye. It is as if gold has been discovered. When someone deeply listens to you, your bare feet are on the earth, and a beloved land that seemed distant is now at home within you. Please read with me the affirmation for reflection found in your order of service. In
this season and in all to come, may I reflect deeply upon all that is, in understanding of the light which resides within me and within all.
The fourth candle is for refocus. I call on Brandon Howard.
This fourth candle represents light being focused as through a lens. Focusing of light represents our ability to transform things, to bend the arc of the light in the right direction. Once we've seen things as they are, we can then ask, how would we like to change them? Through our refocusing of the light, we can work toward creating transformation at all levels. We can change ourselves for the better and improve the lives of others. We can make the world a better place. So the fourth candle reminds us that through refocusing our light, we can uplift ourselves, enhance our communities, and transform the world. Our reading for the fourth candle is Love is Our Greatest Purpose, an affirmation by J. E. Abernathy, Jr. We affirm that love is our greatest purpose. Accepting one another is the truest form of faithful living. The search for truth is our constant star. We pledge our hearts, minds, and hands to challenge injustice with courage, to find hope in times of fear, and to live out our Unitarian Universalist values every day as a beloved community. Thus do we covenant with each other and with all that is sacred in life. Please read with me the affirmation for refocus found in your order of service.
In this season and in all to come, may I be moved to redirect that which is, through conscious realizing of the light which resides within me and within all.
We'll now light the fifth candle, which is for recommitment. It signifies the recommitment which leads to renewal, and I call Lynn Hopper.
After we honor our source of light and life, recognize the diversity within that unity, reflect on understanding and our place in it, and refocus on how we'd like to transform ourselves and our world, the fifth candle symbolizes our recommitment to achieving the results that embody our ideals. We may ask more of ourselves than we will ever achieve. Yet there is value in striving to attain our ideals and in knowing that our efforts are linked to the work of both those who have come before us and those who will come after. Our reading for the fifth candle of recommitment and renewal is Telling by Laura Hershey. Telling. what you risk telling your story. You will bore them, your voice will break, your ink spill and stain your coat. No one will understand, their eyes become fences. You will park yourself forever on the outside, your differentness once and for all revealed, dangerous. The names you give to yourself will become epithets. Your happiness will be called bravery, denial. Your sadness will justify their pity. Your fear will magnify their fears. Everything you say will prove something about their God or their economic system. Your feelings that change day to day, kaleidoscopic, will freeze in place, brand you forever, justify anything they decide to do with you. Those with power can afford to tell their story or not. Those without power risk everything to tell their story and must. Someone, somewhere, will hear your story and decide to fight, to live and refuse compromise. Someone else will tell her own story, risking everything. Please look in your order of service for the prayer for renewal. Together we will read.
In this season and in all to come, may I be ever faithful to the highest good that may be, in honor of the source of light, which resides within me and within all.